In the name of God, the compassionate, the merciful, I am very happy to be able to share with you some reflections. I wish I could be with you in person, but unfortunately my family circumstances didn't permit. Nostra Aetate certainly is a historical document, not only for the Roman Catholic Church, whose engagement in interreligious relations had a turning point after adoption of Nostra Aetate, but also for all people of faith and religions, because for sure the Roman Catholic Church is a key partner for defining and designing interreligious relations. So in a way or another, we all have benefited from the openness and from the preparedness for dialogue that Nostra Aetate brought. It was after Nostra Aetate that some of the popes managed to make historical remarks and changes in interreligious relations. For example, in 1986, the late Pope John Paul II organized a day of prayer when all people of different religions, different traditions came together and prayed in their own ways to God. The Pope John Paul II, in many visits, met Muslims, or in Rome, in Vatican, welcomed Muslims, and he has great historical remarks about Islam, about Muslims, and we are appreciative of that. It was after Nostra Aetate that the Catholic Church, in its official teachings, like in the Catechism, recognized salvation for Muslims. For example, in the Catechism of Roman Catholic Church, we find the plan of salvation also includes those who acknowledge the Creator, in the first place amongst whom are the Muslims. These profess to hold the faith of Abraham, and together with us they adore the one merciful God, mankind's judge on the last day. Number 8401. So we have come very much forward. I was personally invited to be participating with the late Pope Benedict XVI in the 25th anniversary of the Day of Prayer of Assisi, which was organized by the Pope John Paul II. And we had wonderful time together with representatives of different religions and traditions. We went together from Vatican by the train to Assisi, and then we went back, and then the next day we had reception, and the idea of praying together made even more sense to people, because some people are still hesitant to have people of different faiths praying together in the same prayer to God. But things are changing. And then we have historical documents signed by the late Pope Francis, an Imam of Al-Azhar, in 2019, on human fraternity. I don't think it was ever possible to have such document without Nostra Aetate. And then we have historical visit of Najaf and meeting with the Grand Ayatollah Sistani 2 years later in March 2021 by the Pope Francis. So thanks to God, we have come forward when it comes to Muslim-Christian relations, and these are just some examples, because our topic is about Nostra Aetate. I mentioned these things from the Catholic Church. In my experience of about 27, 28 years of serious engagement in interreligious dialogue, especially between Islam and Christianity, and more specifically between Shia and Catholic faithful, I have come to the conclusion that certainly the plan of God for humanity is to unite around the truth, to unite around common God, to unite around common humanity which comes from God. And God, in all his scriptures, in all his revelations, in all his legislations, has prepared for our voluntary establishment of this unity. This is not a unity that is possible to be forced. This is not a unity that is possible to be made by one side or one power. God wants us all to work for this, to contribute to this, because this unity is the sign of maturity. And you cannot force people to become mature. They have to grow to become mature. I have come to the conclusion that people of God in all different religions and denominations are working for unity. Never think that you are, or your tradition or your community is the only people who are working for unity. Just look for other people who are interested in dialogue, in unity, connect with each other, join your efforts, and work shoulder by shoulder for establishing unity. My understanding, based on my experience, is that the youth are very much welcoming work for unity. They don't want to inherit a partitioned world, a divided world. They don't want to see anything, whether it is religion or politics or arts or sports, to divide them from other youths or other human beings. The world is preparing for an era in which every human being has equal value. Unfortunately, even today, we see some kind of apartheid. We see some kind of discrimination, some kind of racism, sometimes in disguise, sometimes explicit. But the world is moving fast towards recognition of common humanity among us. Every human being is made by God in a very special way. Every person is unique, and every person is especially loved by God, and we need to show our respect for every human being. Religions, if they are understood properly, they would work for reaching this fraternal unity, for this universal honor and dignity for mankind. Our challenges today is how not to let our faith to be hijacked by the people who are deprived of such universal understanding. People who want to keep us always busy with local issues and local problems, and then missing the grand picture of society and history, the grand design of God for human fraternity. Our challenges are extremist in our traditions. The people that are more interested in differences than commonalities. They are more interested in wars than peace building. But nothing is greater than sincere, united efforts of believers in God who come together and try to reflect unity of God in unity of mankind. May God be with you. Thank you.